All right, everyone. How goes it? It is I, Jason Germino, with the always gorgeous Matt, aka 16-Bit Bear. How you doing today?
I'm okay.
Living the dream?
Not really, but
No, not really. It's it's some sort of dream though, right? Right?
I guess maybe a nightmare.
It could be a nightmare. Hey, that's still dreaming though. It's still some
I
sort of
guess.
it's still a dream, right?
That's true.
That's true, unfortunately. Cool. So this is it. We missed you last week. We had a pretty fun recap of everything, but
Yeah, I tried to watch when I was in the hospital, but their Wi-Fi kept like buffering and stuff, so I was not able to
yeah,
join you guys.
yeah, I'm sure that was absolutely terrible to watch if it was
Yeah.
buffering. But yeah, it is. This is the final podcast of 2017. Not only is it the final podcast, but this is the time we are going to announce the game of the year. Year. So yeah, it's super stoked. Hopefully my kid stays in bed, or otherwise he's going to join us, and I'm not going to put his ass to bed because we got important shit to talk about. So if anyone pops in from last week, we are doing. We listed all the categories for the game of the year voting. We have how many? I don't remember how we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 categories, including game of the year, best multiplayer, one for each console. And that was. Oh no, we have. What did I say? 12? Did I just say
Think so.
12? We have 13 because we left out the Switch because it was pretty unanimous on the Switch. So there was no reason to vote on that one when we did the nominations. Other than that, you want to jump into it? Is there anything that you want to go over 2017? The
Over
last
2017?
hurrah.
I don't think so.
No, that's fine.
I can't think of anything.
You don't need to. I won't stop you. No, and I'm not going to harass you if you don't.
I was trying to think of is there any big news, and like there might have been. I don't know. I can't think of
I
any
think
news.
the only major recent news is PUBG is now out of early access.
Oh,
We have to bring it up every podcast. I think we've talked about it. This is the 15th podcast.
yeah.
I'm sure we've talked about it about 16 times, even though we've only done 15.
So I did get a copy for Xbox. I got a free copy.
Hey, how was that?
I got a. It's trash. It's utter fucking trash on
Absolutely fucking
Xbox.
trash.
It's probably the worst experience I've had on my Xbox in a long time.
Oh,
Like the game is just so bad,
That's nice.
so unoptimized.
That's
I
what I've heard, but people are
I
still
yeah, I was blown away.
buying
I
the
mean,
shit out of it.
it was selling like crazy. Like so, I don't know, but I think it's pretty bad.
Okay. I've heard the same, so it's not like a surprise to hear that. Like I'm not surprised to hear you think it was pretty shitty.
Yeah, I mean,
But
I'm surprised because I thought it would be like that would be like their big holiday title. I thought Microsoft wouldn't put as much money behind it as they did, but
they
I don't know.
did, and it was big. It's big money, and I mean, I guess it's gonna kind of start off the way the PC did. It was kind of shitty, and they'll kind of go from there. But I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, let's just kick this off. Let's not wait around.
Oh yeah, let's start it off.
Let's kick it off. So we're gonna start with best multiplayer and work our way around in the night with the game of the year. We possibly could be joined by Kurt and Ryan. It depends on what they're doing. Ryan is currently driving. He's probably not going to come unless we go really late, which I don't think we will. But we'll see how it goes. So we're going to start with best multiplayer. We had 3 nominations for this category. We had Fortnite, PUBG, and Destiny 2.
And what was this category?
This is best multiplayer.
Best multiplayer. Okay.
Best multiplayer. The winner.
So
We had
do
a, we
you,
had a,
do
we
you
actually
want
had
to wait before do you want to go over what we voted for, and then why we voted for it, or do you just want to just announce the winners?
we kind of went over last time like
Oh,
why we
okay,
thought they were
okay.
nominated, but I mean we can go over it again. It's up to you.
No,
But
no, it's fine. Yeah. What won the best multiplayer?
so the best between Fortnite, PUBG, and Destiny 2, the best multiplayer is PUBG.
Interesting.
Out of seven votes, it got 42.9% of the votes. Fortnite and Destiny actually tied at 28.6%. So PUBG gets best multiplayer, probably by the sheer numbers behind it. It's been extremely popular. Like you say, you play on Xbox, even though it may be a terrible game, there's still thousands of people playing this game, whether it's terrible or not. We kind of brought it up last week on how just PUBG in general kind of changed the genre of competitive shooting, where not only is it super competitive because it's as soon as you die once you're out, but it kind of changed the landscape, and there's a lot of clones now. So even though it kind of was a clone itself in the first place, I think it kind of rewrote the genre and kind of is now the benchmark to beat through PUBG.
Yeah, definitely. Like it's a good game and it's fun. I'm surprised that it wins best multiplayer game because I think the multiplayer aspects of the game are kind of lacking. Like it's there's no community, there's no guilds, there's no character progression. I don't know. I'm a little stunned that won best multiplayer, but I can see why.
Yeah, I mean, it won, but yeah, there it is missing a lot of things that kind of keeps a community, but it's more of the solo aspect.
Yeah.
I think it's the solo competitor which have really taken on this game, where you don't need a team, you don't need to have your friends online, you don't need to, you kind of just go. So, hey,
But it's weird because in those aspects, it's just weird that we award that to the best multiplayer game. You know what I mean? I don't know. But let's continue. It's a good game. I stand behind it. I think it deserves some award.
And it just came out of early access. People were kind of confused on the early access part of things, but guess what? It released today and it wins.
Yeah, that was funny.
Hey Daisy, what's up? So we're gonna move on to the old next one, which is the best RPG.
Ooh, I'm excited for this one.
So this one,
Am I gonna be disappointed?
You may be disappointed. I'm not sure. We
God.
had Final Fantasy 15, South Park, Divinity: Original Sin 2, and Nier Automata. Those are the 4 that we nominated for best RPG.
Yeah, it's a good year for RPGs.
It actually was a very good year, and there's a lot that we didn't get on there, which may not have been a game of the year contender, but it was a pretty damn good game. So, going over best RPG, I'm trying to think of. I know which one you voted for, but
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of piss you off. I'm pretty sure
Okay. No,
because there was a 3-way tie. Now that I'm looking at it,
we can't have a tie. We can't have a tie for the best RPG.
Maybe we can leave it up to the Discord. Let them choose between the 3, maybe.
Because we have to have a definitive. No, we're here. We're here right now. Me and you. We're gonna decide this.
Okay. So
nobody else showed up. They don't get a say anymore.
So out of the 4 that I mentioned, Final Fantasy, South Park, Divinity: Original Sin 2, and Nier Automata, which one do you think did not get the tie?
Out of all of them?
Out of the 4 I mentioned,
I don't think South Park got it.
You were correct.
Yeah, South Park. I mean, I wouldn't consider that an RPG.
So
it's 3-way tied.
The 3-way tie. So Final Fantasy 15, South Park, and Divinity: Original Sin 2 all had the same amount of votes.
I think what we need to do. I think Nier. I would not at all consider that a role-playing game.
Okay.
No, maybe I would. I mean, it's more action adventure.
It's an action role-playing game, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it kind of. I mean, you have stats, you level up weapons, but it's not like, you know what I mean. It's not what I consider. It's not. I don't know. I mean, you know what I'm pushing for. So I mean, because to me, Divinity 2 was the ultimate role-playing game this year. It was the return to that pen and paper, role-playing game, like how Divinity 1 was, but then it just went leagues beyond Divinity 1. And I think it blew it out of the water. I mean, I think it's one of the best PC games this year. It's hard because it gets down to where, like, I really want Nier to be the next thing is best action game. I would love Nier to win best action game, but I don't really consider it a role playing game.
Okay.
But I mean, I don't know. Maybe we do have to leave it up to somebody else because I mean I'm extremely biased towards Divinity 2.
My problem is I haven't played those 3 that have won.
Hmm.
So I have to be neutral. I think on most of these. Um, I don't know. Maybe we have to take it to the public to let them
Yeah,
decide this.
maybe we'll take it. Yeah, maybe we'll talk to the Discord because maybe we should. Yeah, maybe we should talk about it a little bit more with Kurt and stuff if they show up. But I really don't. I think
If
yeah, they
anyone wants to
definitely should.
hop in the Discord, I added the Discord to the chat. If you guys want to hop in, we'll have a discussion on this, and maybe I'll uh, I'll create another forum because I think we have another tie down below as well.
Oh God. Okay.
So yeah, so we'll go over that later. So best RPG is to be continued, but it's out of 3 right now. We're gonna move on to the best action. Um, we had 4 nominations for this one again. Is it Noah? No? How do you
Neo.
Nioh? Neo?
Neo. Yeah.
That's not how you say Neo. Anyway,
Yeah.
Neo.
Neo. It's spelled just like it's.
Neo. Okay, maybe. Okay,
Knights who say knee and then
we have Neo, Wolfenstein 2, Nier Automata, and Cuphead. Those are the 4 that we had. We definitely have a definitive winner, which almost
Good.
50% of the votes on it.
It better not be fucking Cuphead.
It is fucking Cuphead.
Oh my God! It's not an action game.
It is an action game. It's an action
It's a
platformer.
platformer.
It's
It's
an
a
action
platformer.
platformer.
Oh
You're
my
shooting
God, this is
things
the worst.
constantly.
This is the worst.
No, it's
I
not.
hate. I
Too
hate
bad.
this game.
Too bad.
No, no. Cuphead deserves some recognition. I just thought, the way I voted was like, don't we have like a best art? Yeah, best visuals down below. I mean, it's like
Hmm.
that got my Cuphead vote because like that's it. Like that's how I'm gonna honor Cuphead because to me, Cuphead I don't think did anything crazy or different, but I mean, it is an amazing game. I don't know if you played it, but like the co-op on it is so fun. It's
I am waiting
totally
for it to drop on sale, whether it's on Xbox or PC. But
yeah.
I really want to play it. It's super. Oh, my kid's up. Fantastic. Well, he's gonna stay up the rest of the night. I don't have time to put him away. Um,
Put them away.
put
You
him,
gotta put them in the closet or something.
put him down. But yeah, Cuphead won. I've watched
Good.
a lot of streams of it. Not enough to like spoil it or the story and everything. But yeah, best action, Cuphead. So the people have spoken.
Good action game. Yeah, it deserves some recognition, like I said.
And
To me,
it's also been nominated 2 other times below.
yeah, it's
So
it's a very highly nominated game, especially for us.
yeah, so I'm excited. I'm hoping to get it soon and we maybe do a stream of it. I don't think we've streamed. Oh, I think Kurt may have streamed Cuphead, and we all laughed at him because he was doing.
I played it.
He was doing. Was it you? Someone
Oh
did
my
it,
God.
and we were laughing.
I don't think I streamed it
I don't remember. I think Kurt.
because I played it exclusively co-op with my buddy when he comes up from school. We play, and it's super fun time. But yeah, I haven't streamed it.
I would love to do co. Is co-op online or is it only?
I
local?
know it's co-op local
I
only,
don't have any.
from what I
plans.
understand.
Unless I give my kid the controller and just watch him die a million times.
Yeah, it's insane.
All right, moving on. Best story-driven game.
So this one I'm gonna fight about. So we gotta.
That's
Gotta
fine.
be
So we have
careful.
4. We have Horizon Zero Dawn. We have Breath of the Wild. We have Rime, and we have Last Day of June.
Now there are 2 of those in there that I cannot believe are even nominated.
Which ones?
But geez, okay, Horizon just because I'm biased and I fucking hate that game.
That's fine. That's understandable.
Breath of the Wild has no story whatsoever.
Uh,
I don't even know who nominated that. Like, I'm not saying Breath of the Wild is a bad game,
but
but
no, I get it's not a really story driven.
yeah,
It doesn't drive you to do it. But I will let you know that neither one of those won.
yeah, it's good.
And so you can between the other 2, you have
I know which one won. I know which one I want to win.
okay. The one you want to win is probably Rime.
Yeah, right. That was honestly in my top 5 games of this year. Rhyme was I think one of the most perfect experiences I played this year. It's exactly what Ico was
Mhm.
like on PS2 era, but for a new era. It's perfect. The story is heart fucking breaking, dude. It's literally a game you'll play and you beat and you're in fucking tears. It's just amazing. It's one of my personal games of the year. But
I really want. I know you
I-
talk. You talked and you did a review on the website and
Yeah.
you did hype it quite a bit, but unfortunately it did not win.
Yeah.
It was close. Last Day of June picked up the best story-driven game. Ryan reviewed this one. Both games I think were probably the highest rated games that we did this year. I think out of any of the reviews.
Yeah, it's one of those where like I mean I was rooting for Ryan, but last day of June, I mean from what I've seen, I haven't personally played it, and from what Ryan told me about it, it seems to be a great experience as well. So it's those games, especially coming from independent studios this year. I mean they've
Yeah.
just really rocked everything. So it's pretty good to see those at least nominated, and then last day of June to take home the best story driven game.
Yeah, I'm really excited that, I mean, between both of them, they both got recognition, like you said. And I'm really kind of excited, and I hope we see more story driven type games next year. And
Yeah,
not just everyone trying to hop on the PUBG bandwagon and try to just get action, 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 suspense, blah, blah, blah. I want to see more games where it doesn't matter if you kill a million things. You don't really have to kill anything. You just follow the story. So I think that's amazing. Um, Next one we have Best Indie. And this is I think it's the last one we have a tie. Oh, actually, no, I'll lie again. So this one is a tie. We have 4 nominations on this one. Again, we have Stardew Valley for the Switch, Last Day of June, Battle Chasers Night War, and Flint Hook. And you reviewed one of these, and the tie is between Battle Chasers Night War
and last day of June.
and Last Day of June.
Yeah, I think in this situation, it's again, it's probably my bias coming through, but I mean, last day of June won
Mhm.
already with best story driven game. So I mean, I don't think we would need to give it another.
It's possible. Like I said, we can bring it up to everyone. We'll let
I
we'll
think
let
we
a
should
second
talk
one
with everybody,
decide.
but that's just my thought process behind it because I think Battle Chasers was an amazing independent game. Last
Mhm.
Day of June, of course, it deserves everything. It's a great. I mean, I think it even had one of our Game of the Year nominations. So, if I'm wrong. I could be wrong on
No,
that.
which one? Last Day
Oh
of
no, it
June.
wasn't. Okay, I didn't know. I thought Last Day of June was up there for our Game of the Year nomination, but I think it was our Best of E3
Uh,
nomination.
Best of E3 for sure, if I remember right. Best Game of the Year. No, it did not make Game of the Year.
No,
So yeah,
but yeah,
we
I don't
may
know,
go
that's
with
just my
Battle
thought
Chasers.
process.
We'll discuss it and see which one to break that with. But moving
Yeah, I
on, we
think Battle
have
Trace is amazing. I know they did do an update recently where they talked about the Switch port is coming still, hopefully early next year. So I mean, it's one of those games that I think is great on all platforms, but it
mhm,
was definitely a game that I poured in a lot of hours because I had my laptop
yeah,
and I was able to take it with me. And I think if when it comes out for the Switch, I think Switch people will definitely pick it up and just it's a great like retro RPG that like takes Western ideas and takes the old JRPG ideas and really marries them together really well. But yeah,
yeah.
we can
I
continue.
really want to play it. From what I saw you play. Damn cute. Um, so yeah, tie between that. We'll discuss that later. So next one we have best visuals.
Oh,
Um,
this is an easy one.
the best visuals are going to be between Cuphead, Final Fantasy 15, and The Evil Within 2. Um, what do you think? Where you at?
Well, I think Cuphead takes us home. I mean,
Cuphead dominated.
yeah,
I think it got every vote except for 1 or 2 actually.
and I mean that's not saying that Final Fantasy 15. I just recently started that up again because I have
Mm-hmm.
a little more time since I'm off work right now recovering. And I'm like, I'm gonna play Final Fantasy, and like the game looks beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
especially with the new Xbox One X updates and whatnot. And Evil Within 2, I watched some streams of it a little bit.
Yeah,
It's definitely a game I'll pick up on sale during Halloween one year. But like, it also has a great art style. But I think Cuphead it has a very unique art style and a very
yeah.
just
I think that's what I was gonna say.
it,
I mean, all the
yes,
games we listed look amazing in their own right, but I think it's the style and the uniqueness of Cuphead, and kind of doing its own thing. It makes it settle, just a little bit easier
yeah,
to do that. So that's good. Congratulations, Cuphead. That's the second one. It's a one today, so we're just gonna move on. I mean, there's not much more to talk about. We already talked about Cuphead pretty good.
yeah.
So best shooter. We only had 2 nominations. This is between Destiny 2 and Wolfenstein 2. Um, Between these, it was only off by 1 vote. We
Oh
almost
god,
had a
this is
tie.
scary.
The winner of best shooter is Wolfenstein 2
Okay,
by 1 vote. Destiny
I
got.
don't have much to say. I guess.
I mean, Destiny is a good shooter. You're not. I mean, either one
Yeah,
of
I
these
mean,
games. If you're gonna pick either one of these games up tonight, you're not gonna go wrong. Destiny's been
exactly. Yeah,
great. Destiny's got a lot of multiplayer. I think the Wolfenstein um, has more of an immersive story, being that
definitely.
it's only single player. So I think that helped a lot. I don't even,
Yeah.
we didn't even get like Call of Duty or anything on here, which was kind of
Well, that's the
impressive.
thing. That's where I think is unfortunate. I mean, not unfortunate, I guess. I think is when maybe it's just how I judge the games, especially for like best shooter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not looking at like, is it a good story experience? Is it a good, this? Is it a good that?
Yeah.
I'm looking at, is it a good shooter? And just my personal opinion, Destiny is the pinnacle of shooters. The shooting feels amazing in Destiny, especially on PC with the 60 FPS. Wolfenstein, I've played the original one. I played the demo of the first one.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a bad shooter. I think it has a great style, great story. The shooting just reminds me a lot of like the old school, Wolfenstein Doom shooters. Like it's like when I played Doom recently, which I picked up after everybody told me how great it was. Like Doom is a good shooter, but it's not
Mm-hmm.
like this great, fluid experience. And
Okay.
that's just how I personally felt, but it totally makes sense.
I can't deny that at all.
Yeah.
But again, I haven't played either
so,
one.
Or a close
I
race, so.
I haven't played a lot of these games, but yeah, but yeah,
So what do we
either
got
one.
next?
It's only off by
Best
one, so you
HD
can't go
remake.
wrong. Best HD
Yeah.
remake. We had Final Fantasy. What is that? 12.
12.
Final Fantasy 12, Crash Bandicoot, Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and 2.5.
I think it's supposed to be Final. No, it's not. It is Final Fantasy 12. Okay.
Yep, and the winner was Crash Bandicoot with the
That's
number
fine.
by a lot.
Yeah.
So
was a good remake.
Crash Bandicoot. Yeah, he had all three games in
It looked beautiful. Played
glorious
beautiful.
HD. They didn't change a lot of it. I mean, it kept it pretty clear and true to the originals, which was great.
Mm-hmm.
Kingdom Hearts did it, obviously, and Final Fantasy also did, but I think Crash definitely took it home out of between for
Yeah.
everyone.
Final Fantasy would all. I would say even Kingdom Hearts, especially, was more of a port for the PS3 version
Yeah,
than an HD remake. I mean, I was rooting for that one just because I'm a huge Kingdom Hearts fan, as you guys probably know. Because like before this, I actually did a Kingdom Hearts unboxing where I unboxed a bunch of figurines.
yeah,
I streamed that a little bit, but like, so I mean, I was, obviously, but I mean, I think if I would have to go back and vote right now, I would probably vote for Crash because it was a better HD remake. It was probably it's what I really want out of an HD remake.
yeah.
Especially, like,
I think it's like one of the, if you want to do an HD remakes, watch how they did Crash, because
exactly.
you crammed 3 games into one disc, made it look a million times better, made it play better, like get rid of a lot of the game breaking bugs and stuff that it had. So hey, it did what it did. Best Xbox game, we had 3 on here.
And this doesn't mean Xbox exclusive game. This just means it was what was the best game to play.
Best
on
game to
your
play
Xbox.
on the Xbox.
Yeah,
3 games.
it can be an exclusive, but
Yeah, it can be exclusive, but this is basically because the Xbox One X had, Xbox One X, what do they call it, enhanced or something like that. So if you had Xbox One
Yeah.
X, it would work and run better, which it kind of does already. But it was you unlock better, stuff.
yeah, because like I can testify, like Assassin's Creed was nominated in this category, and
Mhm.
Assassin's Creed I played it on my original Xbox One Xbox One S, the
Mhm.
slim model,
Yeah.
and it looked good and it looked great. And then I bought the Xbox One X and I played it in the 4K and all that stuff, and it looked fucking phenomenal. And I rented the PS4 version to see
Yeah.
how, and I have a PS4 Pro, and I rented it to kind of compare.
Yeah.
And I mean, it does not look anywhere near. I mean, it looks good. It just doesn't look as good as an Xbox One X. So I mean, that's kind of what we were kind of shooting for with some of these nominations.
Mhm. So the 3 we have is Cuphead, Final Fantasy 15, and Assassin's Creed. There were no ties.
Yeah, I think this is pretty easy which one this goes to.
This one goes to Cuphead.
Yeah.
Cuphead wins Best Xbox Game. That's 3 out of 3 nominations for Cuphead.
It won everything it was nominated for?
I think so.
Wow, that's nice. Yeah, Cuphead's...
I think it's won everyone it's been nominated for. Again, Cuphead being it is the only exclusive, not only to the Xbox but to the PC, which is still technically Microsoft. I mean, like you said, like you mentioned earlier, I think just the overall experience, whether it's co-op or you're doing a single player, people are still playing the hell out of it. People are speedrunning it and beating it in like, I forgot what it was, like 45 minutes now.
Oh my god.
100%. Like people are just wrecking this game. And I don't see it really dying anytime soon.
I don't know.
So,
I liked it. It's a difficult game. It's
give
fun.
me 1 second. I gotta check on something.
Oh yeah, take it on. I'll fill some time. I'll try to maybe. I don't know. What other games? Let's go over it. Let's go over this. I think Crash. Yeah. Let's hear. Let me just give me my thoughts real fast. We'll wait. So best multiplayer. I don't think you should have went to PUBG. PUBG was fun, but I think best multiplayer should have went to Destiny 2. I think it has a good multiplayer suite, with co-op and the PvP and the raids and everything. I think that's what I think it nails it out of the park. One of the best multiplayer games of the year. Best RPG should have went to, in my opinion, should have went to Divinity Original Sin 2. I talked about that a little bit. Best action game should have went to Nier. I'm actually replaying that today. It's a lot of fun. I'm thinking about maybe streaming it, but I don't know. But Nier just feels fluid and fun, and it's crazy. And I think it needs to be honored in some way, which I'm really disappointed it hasn't won anything.
Sorry about that.
Oh no, that's fine. I was just trying to fill time.
Fill time. So, best PlayStation game. Did you bring that up or no?
No. So
Okay.
we're back. We're on the best PlayStation game.
Best PlayStation game. We have 3
So
on this
this could be where I flip out and quit or not.
one.
So let's see.
You
Let's
could.
see how this goes.
So we have 3 nominations, and we have Horizon Zero Dawn, Persona 5, and Everybody's Golf. And there is a tie on this one
God.
between Horizon Zero Dawn and Persona 5.
Well, we're giving it Persona 5, so
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that one again.
there's going to be no discussion. We're not going to give it
That's-
to Horizon.
Horizon Zero Dawn I haven't played. I mean, it looks pretty good, but I heard the voice acting was beyond the best part of the game, but that doesn't really sell a game. I don't know. I haven't
The
played
combat's so fucking bad. I tried to actually play it again today, and I started a whole new file, and I was
Mhm.
like, I'm just going to try to get back into it. I'm in the mood for something. I want a good story game. The combat is just so fucking bad. It just ruins the whole game experience for me. I just can't get over the bad combat. But other than that, it's a good game. But it's like the whole experience is ruined for me by just the clunky ass combat. I don't know.
it. Oh, we'll see. Persona 5, that one, the Japanese RPG game came out. It's been pretty popular, but I don't know if it's still like extremely popular or doing super well right now.
I mean, I think it's popular to the hardcore, JRPG fans. It's definitely a game. It's hundreds of hours long.
Oh,
I played for about 24 hours, and I just got past like the first like palace, and there's like 15 palaces or some shit. So
I can't.
the
afford to
game's
play that.
extremely long. I mean, I think there's a lot of people who are still playing it.
I'm sure for 100 hours, yeah.
Yeah, and I think it had a complete edition come out with a bunch of extra like cosmetic DLC.
Mhm.
It's definitely in the conversation a lot, especially for Game of the Year. I think it was one of the best JRPGs of this year, hands down. But it is a very daunting game where it's just a lot of stuff to take in. So it is kind of turns a lot of people away.
I think for 100 hours is definitely gonna turn me away. I would like to play it because I've seen like loving the gameplay and it looks really fun. But 100 hours I can't invest in that in the one game.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no way. So we have the best WTF moment. The best what the fuck moment. We're looking at 3. The 3 that we have are Hitler on Venus, which is kind of a spoiler if nobody's played Wolfenstein or you're looking to get into that. Crash topping the sales charts. That's another one. And EA destroying Star Wars / loot crates. What do you think one out of those 3?
I don't know. I thought this was kind of a. I mean, just me personally, I would say Crash. What was the most what the fuck thing for me this year was Crash selling as well as it did. I knew
Yeah.
it was going to sell well, but I just didn't know it was going to literally top the sales charts in the UK for Amazon for like 2-3 weeks after it came out.
Yeah, it did pretty good. It blew really
I
well.
think the whole EA loot box thing. I don't think that was a what the fuck moment. I think that was just more like. I guess if you would have asked me 2 years ago, like about that, I could totally call that because the loot boxes, the microtransactions in EA games have been around for 6 years now, so I don't know
Yeah.
why that was surprising.
I think we talked about it last week a little bit on how it was more surprising on how they still went with it even though the such negative connotation they had of it, and
Yeah.
even though they got rid of it like a couple weeks in, they still then continue. They still want to continue with it even though they already turned it off. So I think it's kind of a weird, like they should just cut their losses and try to do damage control rather than try to keep on the same path that you had before.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks, but That's the one that won. EA destroying Star Wars. That's the one that got
Oh wow,
the
that's
best.
surprising.
What the fuck moment. Yep. Crash
Oh,
Crash came in second though. Not too
okay.
far behind, but yeah, Loot Crates in Star Wars I think is the head scratcher of the year. Besides Mario's nipples that didn't make it on this. What the fuck?
God, I should have nominated that. I totally forgot about that.
You should have. All right, we're here. This is what we came here and watched and spent all our money on this year. We had 3 nominations for Game of the Friggin' Year: Breath of the
That's the big
Wild,
one.
Wolfenstein 2, and PUBG. And this one destroyed the other competition.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is hands down the easiest decision,
Hands
especially out of
down,
those 3.
it was Cuphead. No, Breath of the Wild won the GameOctane Game of the Friggin' Year this year, 2017. Wolfenstein and PUBG both got 1 vote each, but Breath of the Wild took the cake. Got 5 votes out of the 7 that we had.
I can tell you exactly the people who voted for those 2.
Yeah, probably.
So Ryan votes for Wolfenstein, Kurt votes for PUBG. That's how it
that
works.
may have been what it is. But that is it. Breath of the Wild won. A huge Zelda RPG. Basically Skyrim in Hyrule. That's kind of the easiest way to describe it.
Yeah, I mean
Uh,
it's a great game. Just the way that you can just solve anything, and the goofiness you can do is like there's puzzles and it's like, oh, I can spend 5 hours trying to jump across this thing, or then like it's like you see somebody online and you see them just like, oh, they just picked up a barrel and threw it and jumped on the barrel. You're like, oh my god, it took me 20 fucking minutes to get past that area. Like, Breath of the Wild reminds me of when you played like Oblivion, or you played a single player game and you would go to school or you would go to like your work
mhm.
and you talk to your buddies and you're like, I'm at this part and this is what I did. And you'd have those water cooler moments. And I think
Yeah.
that's missing in a lot of games, um, because a lot of games are becoming these like single player linear experiences, which a lot of people enjoy. But the problem is they become almost carbon copy. Like, this is what you do to do this. This is what you do to do this. You don't have a lot of openness, even in open world games like Witcher 3. It's not, there's not surprise. There's not, crazy different things that can happen. Where Breath of the Wild, there is a lot of times. Um, to me, Breath of the Wild, it's one of those games that like I think is a perfect 10 out of 10 game almost.
Mm.
I fucking hate Zelda games. Like, I do not like. I've never liked a Zelda game. Ocarina of Time, I played a little bit. I tried to jump back into it when it came to 3DS. I'm like, this is boring. This is stupid. I want to run around and fight things with my sword, not fucking just solve puzzles. And I think this game just balanced it perfectly, where you actually feel like a warrior, but then you're also solving shit. I don't know. I think it's hard to explain Zelda. It's just a perfect game. It's literally just perfect.
I enjoyed the Zelda. I think it. I mean, I think it does deserve Game of the Year. It is definitely not my favorite Zelda game by far.
Yeah.
Because I liked the whole kind of linear. You got to get this item and this item, and you kind of do it that way. That's what I kind of missed in Breath of the Wild. But it was so deep that some of the times it didn't feel like a Zelda game. Like, I was skinning things. I was gathering food and trying to cook, and I was. I mean, there was a lot of different things in the game that made me feel like it wasn't playing a Zelda game, and I think that was both a good and bad thing, overall.
Yeah.
I mean, just in general, but I can't argue with it. It's Game of the Year, honestly. I mean,
It's one of those like where I think because I mean, you're a Zelda fan. You said you like previous Zelda games.
mhm.
I think a lot of the few people I've talked to who really like Zelda, like my best friend, he loves Zelda, and he's really not sold on Breath of the Wild. Like, he hasn't even played it yet.
Yeah,
He's like, I'll get around to it when I get around to it. But that's because it's not really like a Zelda game. It's
yeah,
I think it's more for the audience, like people like me who we kind of played Zelda, and we kind of liked it. And I think that's what it is. I think it opened up Zelda. I don't want to say Zelda was like a niche title, but I do think Zelda did cater to a certain audience. And with this Zelda, they opened it up and they're like, we're going to cater to a general audience. We're going to Skyrim the game. We're going to open it up to everybody. And that's one of the reasons I actually didn't like Skyrim, because it wasn't an Elder Scrolls game to me. It was this casual experience, this everything experience. And people are like, what, you loved Elder Scrolls, you loved Morrowind, and you loved Oblivion, why do you hate Skyrim? Well, because it's not an Elder Scrolls game. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's the flip side of that now, where I'm on the outside, where I'm hated Zelda, and now it's this casual Zelda experience, and that's why I like it.
I mean,
I
yeah,
think maybe that's what it
I
is.
think, I mean, that you could be right. I mean, like I said, I mean, whether you liked it or hate it, a lot of people have played it, and it's been doing well. It's still one of the higher sellers. It's still, I don't know if it was more of a Zelda with like a Switch tech demo. I mean, I guess you can say, like,
Mhm.
let's show this new system off. Let's max it out. A regular Zelda game can't really do it. We got to make it open world, and let's just put everything in it. And I think that's they came out on top doing something like
Well,
that.
do you remember it did come out on the Wii U as well? So it wasn't, it wasn't like they
Yeah, but
maxed
I
out the
mean,
system. You know what I mean? Because
but
that's what I'm
you get the
excited
most
for.
you get the most out of it on the Switch though. I mean,
Yeah, no, I know
you're
what you're
looking
saying.
at,
But
yeah,
what I'm trying to say is like I'm excited for the next Zelda game that they build on this engine because they are developing another game. They said that they developed just for the Switch, that they don't have to be held back by the limitations of the
the
Wii
Wii,
U. That
yeah.
would be really cool.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. I can't wait to see what the Switch does. Oh, I forgot the two that we didn't need to put in.
Yeah, best hardware.
Yeah, best hardware was the Switch, and the best Switch game was also Breath of the Wild. I
Yeah,
meant to put that in before then, but so double damage on the Breath of the Wild. Nintendo Switch getting best hardware. Um, yeah, I'm looking forward to next year. I don't think we have any major hardware things come out. Probably some VR redo, like
that
VR
new
getting
Atari, right?
the Atari thing coming out. They're supposed to have pre-orders last week, but they decided to can the pre-orders until they had more information that they weren't ready to release, I guess, yet. So we're still waiting on even what games. They haven't announced a single game that's going to be on there, and they're respecting the pre-order. And I think a lot of people got pissed off on that. But I mean, we'll see. We'll see what that Atari box
Yeah, I think
has. We'll see. I'm sure PlayStation VR may get a redo to make it cheaper. I'm sure the technology's gotten better.
I think this year was a great year for Nintendo, obviously, and I think it was a great year for independent games. We have
Yeah,
Cuphead winning stuff. We have Last Day of June. We have Battle Chasers, like these great independent games.
yeah.
And I think it just goes to show you these people are freaking out, like, oh my god, where's our single player games? Where's are these games? I think people need to look at these independent games to support and stuff like that. I think next year we're gonna have I think Xbox hopefully will have a big year next year.
Yeah,
Because
Xbox was a little light, especially with
yeah, they
the
have to
only
bring
the
something.
only three. We only had three nominations for Xbox, and Cuphead really dominated it. I mean, Cuphead, like you said, is a great game, but Xbox did not have a very good
Yeah, but
year.
it's not a mass market game. It's not something that's gonna sell systems. It's
Yeah,
very niche. I hope Sony brings some release dates. We know we got God of War coming out. Hopefully we see that one game Days Gone. Spider
hmm
Man I believe is next year. I mean, I think it's gonna be a good year for games. I'm just hoping it's I think I felt like we've hit a peak where it's just going up. I don't think there's ever been a year where it's been a slump for the gaming
it,
community
it
in
may it may
general.
have been slump for each company, like at
Yeah.
times, but I think in general, it's been like you said, it's been kind of in a up incline. I mean, we haven't really had any terrible games. We've always had like some sort of shining moment in games in the last couple of years, whether it be like the Breath of the Wilds or or I mean Cuphead in general. I mean, there's games that kind of really stand out this year that I think are either going to be or like PUBG. They're really going to be starting to be cloned because they want the success of those type of games. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get a lot of um, Breath of the Wilds or PUBGs and the Cupheads kind of clones next year from indie developers or foreign developers trying to just spoof and copy what the success was and bring that forward on a cheaper version.
So to kind of like I guess maybe wrap this up just a
Yeah.
little bit. So this is all our game of the year stuff. So what is next year? What are you looking forward to next year?
Next year, right off the bat, we have Sea of Thieves,
Okay. Have
which
you
is
played
gonna.
it? Did you play the technical alpha at all?
I haven't played it in a month or two, I think. But I played a couple. I played during the alpha. I had the key and I played a bit, but I haven't played since they did the huge announcement. And I heard it's been really good.
Yeah, I
Um,
can't remember if I'm allowed to talk about this stuff. I know the technical alpha is pretty open to everybody. It's easy to get in. I don't
I think there's still an NDA. I
know.
don't think we can still talk about
Okay.
what's been in the game, but you can talk about your experience, like how you if you liked it and stuff like that. I mean, it's hard to say.
Yeah, so basically, yeah, I'll talk very general. So me and Kurt played the other day, and it was a great time. And I kept telling him like, I can't wait till we all get in here. I can't wait till me, Jason, Ryan, you were all on a 5-man ship or 4-man ship or whatever.
Hmm.
I think it's gonna be a great time. Yeah, I'm super looking forward to Sea of Thieves. I am a little burnt that it's a $60 game. I feel like it definitely should have been a budget title, because of the content that they have at least talked about having out there.
Yeah.
There's really not a lot to do. Even with the new stuff they added, I feel like there's still it's very lacking in stuff to do. But we'll see. Um, Man, what else is
Spider-Man looks awesome.
Spider-Man does look cool.
I'm excited for Spider-Man. Um, I'm kind of assuming a Halo announcement's going to come next year.
Oh yeah, we got to hear something about Halo. I think this is the first time there hasn't been anything Halo. Well, I guess we had Halo Wars this year.
Yeah, it doesn't count.
But yeah, we need, Xbox does need to bring it next year. I really hope Xbox steps up. I'm excited for Crackdown 3.
Yeah,
But
Crackdown 3, that's one
I
I'm
don't know
kind of
that
looking forward to. I know God of War looks really sick.
Yeah,
Um, PlayStation has a lot of big ones that couldn't make it this year. I think
Detroit. I'm
I
super pumped for Detroit.
Detroit looks amazing. I really think that uh, I think VR is either going to make it or break it next year. If they don't come hard next year, drop the price, get some major games in the VR. I don't think it's going to last past next year if it doesn't get some major support. I really don't think it is. In this type of like kind of fast paced gaming environment like it is, I don't
Yeah.
think it's got to come quick. Like if this was a few years ago where where the hardware was kind of stagnant for a bit.
Well, yeah, I can talk on that a little bit because I've had all the VR headsets, and like my thing is, okay, Skyrim VR came out and Doom BFG came out,
Hmm.
and those look really good, and I want to play them really bad. But the problem is they're on the PSVR headset right now,
Yeah.
and PSVR is fucking awful for room tracking because it has one camera,
Yep.
so you can't turn away from the front of your TV.
Nope.
So you're playing a game like Skyrim, you have to like, you know what I mean? You can't turn your body. You have to sit directly at the TV. So to turn, you have to either use a controller or you have to use the motion stuff to turn. It's like that's dumb. Like I definitely want to play Skyrim in like with an Oculus or a HTC that has like room tracking, so I can like turn around and crawl on the ground and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that's the problem. I think with PSVR, it's so not even comparable to HTC Vive and Oculus. Where the problem is in Oculus and all those, they're dropping in price. I think you can pick one up now for like $400. So why would you pay, $250 for a PSVR headset when you can get an Oculus for, $400, $300 sometimes? Like it doesn't make sense. And I think that's what's going to kill the PSVR is they need a drop in price. They need to upgrade their tracking.
I fully agree. I think I don't know how the PlayStation can really upgrade it. I mean, who knows? Who knows what they're working on? They're got to be working on
Yeah.
something. But the PSVR is kind of like a budget VR. Like if you want to get into virtual reality as a step and not jump all the way in, it's definitely a great thing to start at. But if you want the best, you got to get it on PC right now. There's no other way around it.
So this year, what was your game of the year?
This year, I mean, Breath of the Wild was fun. I mean, I can't knock about that game. Fortnite was really fun. Not as a game of the year major contender, but I think.
Well, I just mean for you personally, what do you look back on 2017? What is your game? You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I really don't. I didn't have a game. I mean, I think the one game that I'll keep picking up and playing every now and then is Everybody's Golf. But I mean, that's just kind of a sports game. It's not really
Yeah.
it's not story driven. It's not anything like that. It's just a game. That's one I've been keep picking up. I've been playing. Shit, I can't even remember the name now. What the hell was it? Oh, Injustice. I played Injustice 2 quite a bit now and then.
oh, that one's fun. Yeah, I just
But
the story's
yeah,
really
but
good.
nothing. I mean, there's been so many of them. I can't really like me personally. I haven't played some of these because I didn't really spend a lot of money personally on games this year. So a lot of the major ones that everyone loves and been voting on. I mean, any publication, some of them I haven't touched. Like I really haven't. Like I really loved Flint Hook as an indie game. That was really fun. But that was really it. Like, there's not. I mean, a lot of them stick out, like Breath of the Wild and stuff, but nothing that's really
Yeah.
gonna say this is absolutely the number one game I played this year. What about you?
Interesting.
What are you looking at?
Oh, I think my game of the year definitely goes to Rhyme. I
Mhm.
think it's my personal game of the year. I think Rhyme was the best game I played this year.
Yeah, I definitely want
It's
to try
not.
that one.
Yeah, it's definitely not a game. It's like where it's like, oh, if I was stranded on an island, that's the only game I'd want because it is a short experience. Like, well, I would say it's not as short as I thought it was. I thought it was gonna be like 4 hours. It's about 10 hours, but it's definitely you can knock it out in 2 nights. But it's a lot of fun. And the story is just amazing. But I think that would be my personal game of the year pick. But yeah, definitely, I understand why we went with Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, Rhyme. I definitely want to try it, and I don't know if anyone else has played it, but I'm pretty sure you're spot on because it's gotten it's gotten some major hype on that game, and he's gonna go play with the dogs now. But other than that, I think we're good. Unless anyone in chat wants to go over anything or want to rehear the game of the year. Obviously, was Breath of the Wild from Zelda. I think it's gonna win most of the game of the years. And anyone, I think most people have kind of already announced what they've done. I try to stay away from it until after we've done ours, so there's no bias, at least on my end. But yeah, Breath of the Wild is the winner. It won 2 awards between from Best of the Game of the Year and Best Nintendo Game. Cuphead took home 3 awards. Didn't we have another double award? Cuphead I think won most of the awards. Didn't win Game of the Year. I don't think it was even nominated, but yeah, we got a lot out of it. But you back on, Matt, or did you mute yourself?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Anything
My
else you want to
dog
go
is
over? We can wrap it up. I mean,
No, I'm good.
all right. Well, we just hit under an hour, which is the perfect golden time. Thank you everyone for watching live. Thank you everyone for the hosts and the subs tonight. Guys, please hit the follow button if you like what we're doing. We have a podcast. We're going to try to do it every Thursday night, and we stream throughout the week. But we're not going to have another one until next next year. That's the next podcast is going to happen. And it looks like Matt has disappeared for a second. He's left the call, so I'm just going to minimize that, and you guys can watch me twice. Other than that, I hope everyone had a good time. I will catch everyone next year. I'm probably going to maybe stream a little bit this weekend, depending on... Actually, no. This weekend is what? Is it? This weekend is the 24th. I will not be streaming this Sunday or Monday. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how the weekend goes. But everyone, thank you again so much. If you guys hit the follow button, thank you for the follow. Thank you for everything, the support in 2017. It's been a really blast this year. Hopefully we're going to hit up E3 again. Next year, get some more exclusive content for everyone. We have a couple things in the pipeline I'm excited to roll out, but I don't want to discuss it yet until we get a finalize on it. But again, thank you everyone so much for popping in. Love you guys. Thank you guys for the support. Have a good night.